Eugene, Oregon is where pros are born. From my teammate Ahmad Rashad to Marcus Mariota to yours truly, the road to Sundays often begin in the Emerald Valley. A dual-threat quarterback and an explosive running back might just be the next great Duck Pros.
Touchdown, Freeman! Herbert, touchdown, Oregon!
But Laramie is home to the quarterback on every pro scout's mind. I know what it's like to be an under-the-radar California kid making headlines. And many believe Josh Allen is the man to lead his Pokes to the top of the wild, wild west. Can this Cowboy carry a resilient underdog to the biggest win in program history?
Touchdown! Wyoming wins!
Or will the dynamic duo from Oregon exert the power of the Pac-12? Ducks and Cowboys, whose star will shine brighter tonight?
Dan Fouts, our CBS colleague, proud Oregon Duck, setting the stage. College football on CBS Sports Network presented by Geico. The Oregon Ducks from the Pac-12 have traveled to Laramie, Wyoming to face the Cowboys from the Mountain West. A sellout crowd at 7,220 feet for the Cowboys and the Ducks. Just a straight up fun college football game.
I think this is going to be a good one tonight. You have two teams that are looking to prove something to not only themselves, but to the rest of the country. We have contrasting styles, hurry-up playmakers on one side and tight ends and fullbacks on the other. I think this is going to be a fun game tonight that's going to be maybe a little bit more competitive than people think.
And two quarterbacks with a lot of eyeballs on them. But we begin with a running back, Royce Freeman, our Phillips 66 Athlete of the Week, because he's putting up numbers that will challenge most of Oregon's and many of the Pac-12's rushing records. But his quarterback, the sophomore Justin Herbert, is making some throws that are starting to turn heads.
He's starting to turn a lot of heads, including mine, completing 78% of his passes, throwing with pinpoint accuracy on time into small windows, giving his receivers an ability to run after the catch. But what's most impressive is how he's improved in his ability to scan the read. This is his third read and puts the ball into a bucket in the end zone for the first touchdown. Herbert is going to be a good one.
Taggart's Ducks 2-0, trying to turn Oregon back around the way he did at Western Kentucky and then South Florida. Meanwhile, for the Wyoming Cowboys, they also have a quarterback that has turned some heads. Josh Allen, mentioned as a potential #1 pick in the NFL draft. A lot of attention on this young man.
Half of the NFL is here. 16 teams, 21 scouts, all here to see what the fuss is about. Josh Allen has a live arm. He can make all the throws. He does things that other quarterbacks simply can't do. He can also extend plays, which makes him extra special. He's got the skill set, but he needs to continue to develop.
Craig Bohl now in his fourth season building Wyoming. They were picked last in their division of the Mountain West Conference last year. They won that division, played for the championship. And for more on Wyoming's building process, here's Jenny Dell.
Well, Carter, Coach Bohl is telling people to get to War Memorial Stadium, saying that there is going to be a game that you are going to want to tell your grandkids about. And with 30,000 fans in this stadium and the Oregon Ducks in town, it might just be this game here tonight. Now, Coach Bohl told me the Cowboys took strides last year when they beat Boise State and San Diego State. But he said to knock off a nationally recognized team is something our players and fans would relish in. Guys, the last time a Pac-12 team played in Laramie was Oregon State. That was in 1993.
Snyder's kickoff from the 35. Handled inside the 5. It's Hall across the 20, and Hall gets to the 22-yard line. So the Wyoming Cowboys get the football first. Our Chick-fil-A starting lineups begin with Josh Allen. And the latest chapter in the Josh Allen hype buildup is now a little bit of that steam letting loose because of the way he played against Iowa. And so here versus Power 5 teams, 0-3, 3 TDs, 9 INTs, and that's why so many scouts are here to see him play against the Oregon Ducks.
And that was when he had a much better supporting cast than he does now, so the parallel to being drafted high to a team without support is a strong one tonight.
Milo Hall joins him in the backfield. Wyoming wants to run the football, play off of that.
Establishing the run is something that's been elusive for Wyoming. It's going to be critical for them today. So keep your eye on a true freshman, Logan Harris. He's the center, along with right tackle Alonzo Velasquez. They've got some youth up there that's going to have to grow up real quick in a hurry because this Oregon Duck defense is much improved over a year ago.
Allen out of the shotgun, 2nd and 9. First throw, a bullet to the outside, complete short of the first down. It's Conway who makes the grab. We look at the Oregon defense.
Linebacker Troy Dye, true sophomore, started out as a safety, then moved to outside linebacker, now an inside linebacker. This young man is a smart, heady athlete. He likes to attack downhill. I think he can be a person that has the ability to make a huge difference, not only today, but all season long for the Ducks.
3rd and 4 with Conway in motion for Wyoming. Allen flushed out of the pocket. Allen scrambling, and he's dropped on the first 3rd down. Allen is dropped. Arion Springs, the corner, makes the stop. A 3 and out to begin for Josh Allen and the Cowboys.
Well, that drive started off with getting stuffed on 1st down. Nice completion on 2nd down, but nowhere to go. Josh Allen pulls the ball down, and that defense of Oregon, the thing that really stands out so far this year is how they run to the football. That's a perfect example. 3 and out is not how the Cowboys wanted to start.
Tim Zaleski to punt, hits it right around the 14. The very speedy Charles Nelson goes out of bounds near the 45. Excellent field position. Justin Herbert, the sophomore from Eugene's Sheldon High School, began starting about midway through last year, his true freshman year. But when Willie Taggart took over, made Justin Herbert win the job all over again. So the conversation they had very early in camp, when Justin told us this week, he said, Coach Taggart basically said, it's okay for you to make a mistake. The team needs to see you bounce back when you have made a mistake. And he has been outstanding in the first 2 games of his sophomore year. 1st and 10 from the 45. Freeman on the left side, minimal gain. Let's look at the rest of the Duck offense.
Well, we just saw a very good running back, Royce Freeman, touch the football. But when it's in the air, keep your eye on number 6, Charles Nelson. He's a senior, he's a leader, and without question, he is the fastest player on this field tonight. They have to keep him in check.
Might be the fastest player on any field anywhere. Play fake. Herbert on the roll on 2nd and 9, complete, 1st down. Big pop, but it's complete for a 1st down as Johnson makes the grab. Gain of 11. It's now Willie Taggart's system, but they still go hurry up. So the handoff, Freeman breaking tackles inside the Wyoming 30. Malawiya finally makes the stop after a gain of 14.
One of the things that makes Freeman so good is he's got great vision. This is a power, but he decides to go backside where there are no blockers, and he made a good decision.
Gain of 25 on the last 2 plays. Why not give him to Freeman again? Still falling forward to the 21, but a flag is down.
Holding. Offense, number 55, 10-yard penalty to the spot of the foul. 1st down.
Last year they were 3rd worst in the nation, 122 yards a game and penalties. One of the many things that Willie Taggart's trying to clean up in 2017.
They've had 12 penalties in each of their last 2 games, over 103 yards a week ago against Nebraska.
So back it out to the 35, 1st and 16. Give it to Freeman again. Left side, he is dropped in the backfield. And it's Robert Priester, the senior corner from Tampa, who makes the stop for a loss of 1. Let's look at the Wyoming defense.
What the coaches told me from Wyoming is Justin Herbert hadn't been hit yet. He hasn't been tested. So keep your eye on Kevin Prosser, 42, the best pass rusher from the outside on this field. This front 7 for Wyoming gave Iowa a lot of problems.
On 2nd and 17, Herbert to the air, complete. Inside the 30, loose football.
That's 2 plays in a row where Robert Priester comes up and lets it be known that he's not somebody to play with. This is a physical defense for Wyoming. Expect pressure here. They will sometimes bail, but they want to affect the quarterback.
Herbert on 3rd and 10 over the middle, complete inside the 20. It's Nelson who makes the grab.
Like Wyoming had trouble lining up, but they got some pressure, but it was late. Herbert is so good at his reads, he got rid of the football.
Herbert from the 15, hands off on the right side, nothing doing there.
6 trips a week ago against Nebraska, 5 of those ended in touchdowns.
On 2nd and 10, 8th play, Brooks James has stood up and driven back for a loss on 2nd down. It's Gaffon, the sophomore defensive tackle, leading the way.
Coaches told me that number 93 is a heck of a playmaker, does a good job coming from that backside. He has tremendous athleticism to be able to close with that speed. I think the old number 93 could be a person that these scouts are taking a look at as well. He's young, but I think he's got a high ceiling.
3rd and 11, Ducks converted on 3rd and 10 already. Opening drive for Justin Herbert and the Ducks. Complete inside the 5, 1st down. Nelson has it, 1st and goal, Oregon.
And Herbert did an excellent job standing tall in that pocket and delivering with accuracy.
1st and goal. Herbert, hands off. The push to the 1. 2nd and goal. Freeman takes it, and he is in for the touchdown. An opening drive TD for Royce Freeman in Oregon. The Duck defense gets a stop. 3 and out. Short field. They convert twice on 3rd and long. Freeman into the end zone.
Possibly one of the strongest units on this Oregon team is its offensive line. Mario Cristobal, co-offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, really working in the offseason and fall camp to get these guys to bring more of a physical element to their game. No more of this position blocking. We want to get pads in their pads and drive through people, and they did that multiple times on that drive, but Wyoming got some wins there as well. This is going to be an interesting matchup.
Freeman's 7th rushing touchdown, 51st of his career. So Freeman with 51 touchdowns. That's more than anyone else. Active rushing TD leaders. Schneider kicks off. Touch back to the 25. So let's take a look at the Taylor tracks. A couple things you're keeping an eye on.
Yeah, these are some under the radar stats. Almost a weakness versus a weakness here. The Ducks allowing 6.2 yards on 1st down. That's 90th in the FBS. And the Wyoming Cowboys have to be better on 1st down. Only 1 yard on their first drive. 1st down success leads to 3rd down success. Not a mystery to me. If you only get 1 yard, you go 3 and out. Wyoming has to be better on 1st down today.
Kellen Overstreet is in the backfield with Josh Allen. 3 and out, first time they had it.
Empty set, 5 wide receivers.
Overstreet split out, so Allen flushed again. On the run again. Chased. Allen flings it downfield. It's incomplete.
This is a green dog blitz. Keep your eye on 35, Troy Dye. He sits there. He's kind of a spy. They only rushed 3 defensive linemen. Troy Dye misses a sack there. He got one a week ago, but throwing on the run is something that Josh Allen has done a pretty good job of. Just a little bit too much mustard on that last one because that play had a chance.
That looks like a lot of the throws that he has made that got him this attention in the first place.
A little high step there at the end to get out of the good arms of Troy Dye. He's athletic.
Flag on 2nd and 10.
Snap, false start. Offense, number 59, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Craig Bowl minced no words, saying, offensively, we are off the mark. I hope we can get there versus Oregon, but he's not pleased at all.
And he's made his mark being a physical football team. Running the football in between the tackles, it sharpens the sword of his defense. They just haven't had the production they had a year ago with Brian Hill.
So Allen on 2nd and 15. Another deep shot. Receiver falls down. It's incomplete. Allen 1 for 3 on 3rd down. On 3rd and 15, he steps up. Pocket collapsing. He zips it. Incomplete. Now 1 for 4. Misses again. This time intended for Akwali.
You wonder how much of the pressure with all these scouts being here, old number 17 is feeling.
Nelson grabs it at the 45, makes the first man miss. But yet again, the Oregon offense will have a short field. The first time they took it at the 45. Jenny Dell will be getting on her phone and ringing up a notable person in the football world. So this week's Ring the Dell, Jenny, with the Oregon ties.
Oh, yes. This week's call went out to NFL quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, Marcus Mariota. Now, Royce Freeman was a freshman when Marcus Mariota led the Ducks to that 2014 national championship run. Mariota told me Freeman is an incredible athlete, a great person, and said, when I was at Oregon, he did a great job in pass protection. He found ways to get out of the backfield, made plays in the passing game. And guys, he said, I'm always impressed with Freeman's physicality. He's very versatile and is just a talented all-purpose back.
Last time Oregon had it. And here it's Herbert. Playing to the outside, that's Johnson across the 45. And Jenny, I know there was more of that conversation about Royce Freeman.
Yeah, I asked Mariota if Freeman makes other players around him better, and he said yes, it's because the way he practices. He's always 100% all the time and puts in all the effort in doing the little things. Mariota said, I'm sure a lot of young players look up to him and can learn a lot from that guy.
Herbert on the draw on the outside, takes a big pop, but gets the first down. Malawia makes the stop. Herbert dropping on 1st and 10, completes to the outside. He is now, as Mitchell shakes his way inside the 25-yard line. Nice moves by Mitchell after the catch. Epps makes the stop.
You see Wyoming here making some personnel changes, but they're playing soft coverage. I think they have a healthy respect for the speed of Oregon, so they're giving big cushions, but they've got to tackle much better than they did on that last one if they're going to do so.
There's an injured Cowboy down. On 1st and 10, play action again. Herbert flings to the outside, make it 7 for 7 as Johnson makes the grab inside the 10. 1st and goal, Oregon again.
There was not a Wyoming Cowboy defender within 10 yards of Johnson. It's just easy pitch and catch. This is like a 7-on-7 drill.
Out of the shotgun. Freeman on the left side, inside the 5. Wingard finally makes his presence known, bringing down Freeman at 2nd and goal. Freeman on the right side, rolls over a defender and into the end zone. Touchdown again. 2nd of the 1st quarter for Royce Freeman. The 52nd of his Oregon career, and he did this with power across the goal line.
Good news, bad news for middle linebacker Logan Wilson. He filled his gap, but he didn't have his shoulder pads low enough to take on a bowling ball. And Royce Freeman runs behind his pads and gets his 2nd touchdown of the day. And Wyoming's kind of dug themselves into an early hole here. They've got to get something going offensively when they get this ball back.
So much of the advice for Josh Allen and for Justin Herbert has been the NFL can wait. Sundays can wait. That's exactly what Royce Freeman said this offseason. Focusing on War Memorial Stadium, where the Cowboys have won 8 straight regular season games. It is the highest elevation in the FBS at 7,220 feet. Western State, who plays Division II, higher elevation. Eugene, of course, 430 feet above sea level, so that was a question. I think the Ducks have kind of wiped that out early on.
It was interesting. Coach Taggart told us they considered going to a high school at 4,000 feet in Oregon in the middle of the week leading into this game, and then decided to punt an audible and not do it. They didn't feel that doing that would kind of put too much focus on it, and it's clear that he made the right decision, because I agree with you, Carter. It's had 0 effect, and I tell you what, it's hard up here sometimes just walking up the 5 or 6 steps we got.
Oh, speak for yourself.
The attitude, oh, come on now.
Speak for yourself. But hiking, chair pose, Aiden Snyder's kickoff. That'd be a touchback. Josh Allen has struggled early.
Well, his greatest asset is his arm strength and his escapability. We see great ability to extend the play, but right here he overthrows a wide open receiver. To me, it seems like all of his misses tonight are overthrows. His best asset is his arm strength. I think he's relying too much on that, possibly because he's pressing. He doesn't have the supporting cast. He needs to be at his best tonight. I think the best thing he can do is take a deep breath, settle down, and play pitch and catch with what the defense gives him.
Wyoming back-to-back 3-and-outs to begin, looking for their first down against the Ducks. Overstreet, left side, 1.5 yards to your point on 1st down. So 3rd possession, 5 yards. Quick hitter to the outside. That's Conway on the edge, but only gets a couple. You're in 3rd and 6. 0 offers out of high school. Allen on 3rd and 6. Stands, delivers. Big hit, but a first down at last for Wyoming. They called it incomplete. It is incomplete.
This is the type of throw that has NFL scouts excited. It was on time. It was perfectly located. It was low so he could protect it. But again, that supporting cast we talked about reared its ugly head again.
There wasn't much dislodging either. Cox just nearly dropped it. And that was nearly blocked. Fair catch called for Nelson. Bobbles it. Loose football. Cowboys have it.
Nothing going on offense. Can't get a stop on defense. But the third phase of special teams and an unforced error by the Oregon Ducks gives them the ball in great field position, which could put them right back inside this ball game.
Drew Van Manen, a captain, the fullback for the Wyoming Cowboys, gets that fumble recovery. Van Manen in the backfield with Hall. Play fake. Allen zips it. Incomplete again at the 10. High snap, handled. Hall takes it, breaks free inside the 20, slipping away from an Oregon defender inside the 15-yard line. Hall pushes to the 11 for a gain of 14, the longest rush of the year for the Wyoming Cowboys.
This is going to be a power. They pull the backside guard. Good double teams. Look at the patience right there. That defense just opens up. Milo Hall, who's been a little tentative running the football. Wyoming has been waiting for a running back to emerge. That was a huge run after a sudden change situation. Let's see what they dial up on first down, something they've struggled with so far this game. In the red zone, they've got to be better.
1st and 10 from the 11. Give it to Hall again. Only a yard. Allen stands, flings incomplete.
He was there. It looked like the receiver kind of sat down on that ball instead of coming. He's got to fight through. C.J. Johnson just kind of waits there. When that ball's coming out quickly, it was good tight coverage. You have to shield the ball with your body, and he just didn't do that.
Allen out of the shotgun. Allen steps up. Allen with room to run. Touchdown, Wyoming. Allen takes it himself.
We were worried about him being too amped up. Sudden change, a turnover. Allen uses his legs. I think we're going to see much better quarterback play moving forward out of number 17.
Ross, PAT is good. It was Nelson with the muff of the punt. Recovered by the Cowboys. Allen and the Wyoming offense, finally a chance to celebrate. What an unlikely football journey it has already been. From Firebaugh, California, in the valley of the San Joaquin, nobody offered him. So to Reedley Community College, Wyoming says not only we'll offer you, we think that you can be the leader of our program and lead a Wyoming football resurgence. And that's exactly what Josh Allen did last year, his first as a starter. He was injured 2 years ago. He's only played 1 year as a starter. Finally a touchdown on the board to make it 14-7. Touchback. Touchdowns by Royce Freeman. Now they have it at their own 25, and we'll see if the Wyoming defense can finally show up. Benoit's in the backfield. Here's a handoff to Nelson on the sweep, and he is ridden down by the guy they called Dewey, Andrew Wingard. And Nelson is slow getting off. The fleet of foot, Charles Nelson, slow getting back up for the Ducks.
You see Andrew Wingard from that backside coming across is just a simple fly sweep. Does a good job coming up, but he's a little bit slow to get up and holding on to that that right lower extremity. Looks to be in some pain here.
Big weapon out for the Ducks. 2nd and 8. Backing up, setting up the screen. It's incomplete. Incomplete on the screen with Nelson on the sideline. The Ducks facing 3rd and 8.
Well, it would be fitting. The special teams did their job, got a turnover. The offense scores. Now it's a turn for this defense with 8 returning starters. It was 10th in the Mountain West Conference a year ago to make some noise here, and the crowd's on their feet trying to help.
That was the first incompletion for Justin Herbert. They've been perfect on third down so far.
I like this. They're showing blitz. They may drop out. Herbert's getting rid of the football so quickly. I think bailing out and trying to confuse them is the move here.
On 3rd and 8, pressured and sacked at the 21. The football is out. The football is loose. Granderson gets home on Herbert. Sorting out the bottom of the pile, waiting for the official signal.
Wyoming only brought 4 and got home, Carter.
A fumble recovered by the defense.
There it is, Wyoming football.
Run a game over here. It's a simple stunt. The last thing you can do as an offensive lineman is let somebody get to your hip. Great job by Malaulu, and it's Granderson that comes around. This offensive line that's been so good finally gets home. They said that they wanted to test Herbert. He hasn't been hit at all this year. Wyoming defense brought 4 players and found a way to get Justin Herbert onto the ground and created a huge turnover. That is the style of play that head coach Craig Bohl was talking about in his office with us yesterday. He was really excited about this unit.
And the previous play, as expected, is under review. And this is the sole discretion of the replay official, Rich Cullen, in the booth here at the stadium. So this is his call. And I think at the bottom of the pile to say you're going to somehow find indisputable video evidence in the middle of that pile, I mean, is on the recovery. But step one, is it a fumble? Is Herbert's backside down?
It's down. It's not a fumble. I think this is going to be overturned. It's certainly a sack and a heck of a play. But to me, it looked like Herbert goes down. He's in control of the ball. And it's when he hits the ground and that left elbow hits, that's when the ball dislodges. I think this is going to be overturned, and Oregon's going to have a chance to punt it here.
I think this is a tough one to find a clear picture on, because, I mean, you don't know where the football's out there. So again, the ruling on the field is fumble recovered by Wyoming after a long discussion on the field.
For further review, the ruling on the field stands.
Wow.
First down.
Overstreet in the backfield with Allen. Toss it. Conway, he wants to throw it back. He has Allen. Allen inside the 30-yard line. Allen rolling inside the 20. All of that for a gain of 2. Let's go back to the fumble because it's such a huge play.
I thought Granderson did a nice job of getting him down on the ground, but to me, look right there, the ball's inside of his hand. He's got possession of it. It's when his elbow hits that it dislodges it effectively. The ground caused that fumble.
And yet Wyoming football. Now what can the Cowboys do with it? 2nd and 8 at the 19. The trick play nets only 2. Shift to the left side. Allen keeps it on 2nd and 8. Trying to find the edge with a stiff arm. He dives. Graham rides him out of bounds on a tough tackle.
Laramie wants to see play action here. This offensive line struggled, but you got to feed the big guys.
There's a little play fake. It's knocked and incomplete. Batted away and incomplete at the line of scrimmage. And it's Jonah Moy who bats it away, bring it up 4th down. Here comes the kicking unit.
He's coming up off the edge. Just a well-timed play by Moy. Watched him warm up. He's extremely athletic. They did go with play action. I like the play call, but it was just a better defensive stop by the Ducks here that hang on. Give credit to this defense. After another turnover deep inside the red zone, they've given themselves at least a 4-point advantage. Let's see if they can do something here and keep another 3 off.
Good hold. 30-yard field goal is good. Nick Spoor gets the hold down. Cooper Roth.
Quick update on wide receiver Charles Nelson for Oregon. Trainers were looking at that right ankle. They just built him some crutches. He's currently getting carted off the field. I'm told he is out for now. They're going to reevaluate, and he may return, guys.
Well, a smile on his face, that's a big one. You saw Justin Herbert coming over there to try and give him encouragement. This is an almost totally new receiving core for Oregon. Charles Nelson, the only returning receiver with more than 4 catches. And the speedy wide receiver and punt returner for Oregon carted off. The Ducks That's one of their main guys who's leaving the field here in Laramie.
Without question, one of the favorite targets of Justin Herbert. 200 yards so far receiving in this year, 100 yards per game through the first 2 weeks. It's his explosivity, his ability to catch and extend and run with the ball in his hands after it's in the air that makes him so special. He's going to be missed if he can't come back.
Always dangerous Tony Brooks. James lets that one go for a touchback. Herbert pumps. The time to throw on the roll. Herbert still behind the line. Now he's going to scramble. Tripped up as he crosses the 30.
No place to go, no place to throw. Very good coverage. It's a cover 3, a 3-deep zone. Nobody was underneath and nobody got deeper than the deepest. Nice job on first down by Wyoming.
Handoff, Freeman. Not much there on second down as Johanna Gaffon, the sophomore, Grand Island, Nebraska. I think you're right. He is starting to turn some heads as well.
Yes, he is. And this is a 3rd and short situation. A week ago, Oregon was 7 for 14 on 3rd down, feed 21.
Herbert pulls it, takes it, reads it right, and dives forward to the 40 to convert on 3rd and 2. 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. On 1st and 10, Freeman popped in the backfield and dropped. Looks the part of the safety for Wyoming.
And he walked up to the line of scrimmage. He's an extra defender. They're running a counter where they pull the backside guard and tackle to get up there on some double teams. But when you have an unblocked defender, it's really hard to make something happen. And now Oregon's behind the chains.
After a 14-0 start by Oregon, 2 Duck turnovers turn into 10 points for the Wyoming Cowboys. Our Chick-fil-A fan cam from the top of the FBS. They know how to do it here in Laramie, Wyoming. And when they play Cowboy Joe, watch out at Jonah Field at War Memorial Stadium. It's not all Cowboy Joe, though. I mean, you think about the music around there, the Patty Fiasco, Teenage Bottle Rocket, Whippoorwill, a lot going on around the Laramie area. 14-10, Oregon scored the first 14. Wyoming came back with 10. Wyoming scored 10 points on only 41 yards of offense. First play of the second quarter, second down for Justin Herbert and the Ducks. Pressured again, zips it complete across the 50. It's Johnson who makes the grab, and now Johnson finding his way to near the 42-yard line. Some shoving back and forth. It's a gain of 20.
There's a perfect example of the maturity of Justin Herbert from a year ago. Look at him looking to his right. 1, 2, 3, bam! Comes back to his 4th read. That's the maturity and the evolution of this young man's game. That was his 3rd read. He's not a one read and tuck it type of guy for a spread offense. He's got a high football IQ.
The QB battle going Justin Herbert's way. So is the running back battle. Freeman, who already has 2 rushing touchdowns today, bowls his way to the 31, another gain of 11.
And that was a missed tackle by Cash Malawia right there in the hole. You've got to make that, but unfortunately he misses it, and Freeman does the rest. He's not going to get arm tackled.
Freeman again, left side. Willie Taggart said, yeah, the best recruiting job was getting him to come back for his senior year. You think about 4 running backs taken in the last 3 years in the first round. You may be looking at another first-round pick in Royce Freeman.
Yeah, he was really banged up a year ago, had a shoulder injury, a thigh injury, and his production dropped, but he's clearly healthy now.
2nd and 8. Here comes Wingard. Shoved out of the way. Herbert, incomplete.
Scotty Hazelton, every 3rd down, showing blitz, they back out. How many do they bring? Just 4.
Herbert, pressured anyway. Stepping up. Herbert's going to take the pop, fall forward. He gets to the 21, so now you're going to have 4th and a yard from the 21. Malawia and Gaffon on the stop. 4th and 1. Schooler finally finds his spot. Freeman gets the handoff near the first down. This will be close. That's first down. 1st and 10, Oregon.
There's a good battle going on when they need yards. Oregon historically has run left for good reason. Tyrell Crosby over there, 320 pounds. And Shane Lemieux, 6'4", 317 pounds. There's a lot of beef on that side.
Herbert play fake. Flings to the end zone, incomplete. Lakelock winding down. Give it to Freeman. Left side. Slips through. Knocks a defender over as he gains 9. 3rd and 1. Freeman again. First down. 1st and goal inside the 10. Oregon hurries up to get that 4th down. They get just enough. And as soon as the chains are moved, the Ducks are on the roll. Now 1st and goal.
If you're the defense, you have to forget about it. Line back up and make a play.
Herbert pulls it. Room to run. Herbert, touchdown, Oregon. Justin Herbert into the end zone. The 3rd rushing touchdown of the first half for the Oregon Ducks. So after the 2 turnovers, 1 on special teams, 1 on the fumble by Herbert, and 10 straight for Wyoming, Herbert leads the longest drive for the Oregon Ducks. Aiden Schneider, PAT, to make it 21-10. Justin Herbert from Eugene's Sheldon High School, the Fighting Irish. His FBS offers Nevada and Oregon. And as the Duck quarterback into the end zone. And a 21-10 lead in Laramie.
Some issues for the Wyoming linebackers, Jalen Ortiz and Adam Pillipole. It looked like Ortiz went down at the beginning of the first quarter. He hasn't come back out of the locker room. It looked like he got his bell rung a little bit there. And as far as Adam Pillipole goes, he just went into the locker room. Looks like trainers were looking at his hip area.
All right, Pillipole injured on special teams. Thank you, Jenny. We've seen Charles Nelson go down for Oregon. And Ortiz and Pillipole out of the game right now for Wyoming. Touch back to the 25 for Wyoming. They have it at their 25, and Josh Allen is still yet to find a rhythm. He goes under center with Woods with them in the backfield. Only 2 for 9. Woods on the right side. The Oregon native breaks it, shoving his way to near the 40-yard line. The true freshman from North Bend, Oregon, who was not offered by the Ducks, running with a little extra steam.
Yeah, it was head coach Craig Bohl said, hey, he was a converted linebacker. We needed somebody in the backfield that looked like a dude and would run the football. Trey Woods is certainly that. He brings some size and a big boy element to this running game, and it was effective on his first touch.
Gain of 14. Give it to Woods again, and he is driven back. Woods moved from linebacker 3 weeks ago, looking for answers at running back. They hope that Trey Woods is that answer.
And that wasn't blocked very well that time, but he's got to smack it up in there a little bit more. That's a little bit of his inexperience. And you see when it gets to 2nd and long and 3rd and long situations, because he just got moved, Carter, he's not trustworthy yet in pass protection.
Only 10 passing yards on 2 completions for Josh Allen. So 2nd and 9. Stands, delivers. It is incomplete. Off the hands and incomplete. This, to your point, Aaron, about his teammates have to do something to help Josh Allen.
Now, that ball was admittedly high, but Josh Harshman has to catch it. I mean, he throws the ball hard. It was on the near hash. It's a simple sit down, but that ball hits him right in his hands. He scans, he reads, bam, pulls up, shows you that arm strength. He's got to jump and catch it, but man, hand catch it and get a nice gain. His receivers are not helping him. Josh Allen's targets have been off a little bit, but the receivers are seriously compounding.
3rd and long again. Only 1 3rd down conversion. Allen hit as he throws. Loose football. It's incomplete. Allen down on the field at the 35. Jalen Jelks delivers the blow on Allen as he throws.
That's his right shoulder. Remember, he was banged up in the first couple games, getting knocked around against Iowa on his non-throwing shoulder. But he is clearly favoring that right arm, and that's not good because that's a pretty important one for this Wyoming offense.
In his 2nd game as a Cowboy 2 years ago, took a brutal hit requiring reconstructive surgery on his left arm. That one right as he throws.
Yeah, it gets hit. He didn't get hit. It got grabbed as he's going to throw. That puts a lot of torque and pressure on that shoulder capsule. It's the very same injury that Ron Pallas missed the entire year.
Down, Oregon.
What?
So,
Buddy, you're going to review that.
That's David Alvarez's mic open. We got a ruling of a fumble on the field. Oregon football, fumble by Allen.
The ruling on the field of a fumble recovered by the defense is under further review.
His arm, to me, appears to be going forward, and it gets hit right there at the end. You see him grab it. That doesn't even look close to me. I understand that they're wanting to take a look at it, but to me, that arm, he's cocked back, he's got a quick release. It's starting to move forward when he gets grabbed, which is what causes the injury.
After further review, the quarterback's arm started forward with possession of the ball. Therefore, it is an incomplete pass.
Dylan Mitchell back to receive the punt from Tim Zaleski. Low kick, bounces at the 25. It'll be down inside the 20. Unfortunately, Josh Allen has been used to this. Iowa, week 1, sacked 3 times. He was battered. And now the Oregon Ducks are coming after him in the same manner.
If you're a defensive player, it's the best play in football. Needed the quarterback on 3. That was certainly the case in Iowa. Tonight they've done a relatively good job blocking for him up front, but the right tackle, Lonzo Velasquez, gets beaten. Jalen Jeltz, 97, grabs the right arm, the throwing arm of Josh Allen, right as he's throwing the football, which puts a lot of pressure on that shoulder capsule. It's going to be imperative tonight that he can come back, not only for tonight's game, but for the entire season, possibly. A lot of drops.
Play fake, Herbert from his own 7, airs it out, downfield, bobbled, incomplete. McNeil couldn't haul it in. We check with Jenny.
Looks like some good news for Josh Allen. Trainers were looking at his right shoulder, and they were asking him to flex his right hand, but he just gave his teammates the thumbs up. He had his headset on, and it looks like he'll be able to return in the game, guys.
Very good news for Allen and the Cowboys.
Yeah, you have your rotator cuff in there, the labrum's in there. There's a lot of little tiny support muscles that can go south in a hurry when you get your arm grabbed like that for a quarterback. That's really good news for the Cowboys.
Brooks James, left side, gain of only 2. Wingard again coming down to make the stop.
With the injuries to Wilson and Ortiz, or Pillipil and Ortiz.
Herbert pump. Herbert looking long, incomplete. He is now 1 for his last 6. First punt for Oregon. Adam Stack, the freshman from Honolulu. Austin Conway back, flags down. That's false start. That's a false start on the referee and the offense. Stack gets it off. From the 42, Conway across midfield. Conway gets it to the 43-yard line. There are flags down, and there's a scrum at the end of that play. Oregon was trying to get the football out of there, and now they have to get Wyoming back to the sideline. The Wyoming coaches are back there to get their players back to the sideline, back to the sideline. Oregon was trying to rip that football loose away from Conway, and feelings got bruised.
If you're Wyoming, that's going to get the crowd right back in this. Unfortunately, they're going to be on offense, so they can't get too much into it. But those sort of things can light a fire underneath an offense that hasn't played well. Oregon's trying to pick a fight. This Craig Bohl coach team is one that will happily accept that invitation.
And one of the issues you have to think is there going to be an additional penalty for leaving? That's personal foul, face mask on Wyoming. First down. And apparently that's it. The quarterback with a lot of attention, Josh Allen. But the Wyoming offense has done very little. Allen. Pressured, hit. Now we'll see what the Cowboys come back with on offense. Allen hands off. Hall not much doing there again on first down. So how does, now Oregon comes away with the football, but Hall was down.
They've had 0 success on first down, which makes this issue even more pronounced.
Allen hands off again. Hall again. So the 2 plays since Allen took the hit on the right. Third and 6, back out of the shotgun. Allen steps up, fires long, incomplete. Looked like a receiver broke off a route. C.J. Johnson.
Miscommunication of some sort. I don't know who this is on. Josh Allen thought that he was going to continue to go. C.J. Johnson kind of sat down, trying to find a hole in that defense, and another 3 and out for the Cowboys.
Zaleski hits it at the 35. Again, Mitchell back, grabs it inside the 20. Mitchell takes a pop, driven back to the 15. So Allen and the Cowboys 3 and out again. Ducks lead at 21-10. 21-10 Ducks here in Laramie, Wyoming. Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report, Brent, Houston, Christian. We're in the thick of it now. Verizon Halftime Report, you got Tennessee, Florida in the SEC East, LSU, Mississippi State, SEC West, Clemson, Louisville, Texas, USC, all coming up. Verizon Halftime Reports. Here at War Memorial Stadium, we told you from the very get-go, we're going to start with Royce Freeman because he deserves it.
We see a lot of his attributes here. Vision, patience, acceleration, burst, power. He's got a nose for the end zone. Look at him run over Logan Wilson, the middle linebacker there. You're going to get in the hole, you better get low on number 21 because he is a big back that runs with some power now.
8 rushing touchdowns this season. That leads the major division of college football. Did have the fourth quarter fumble versus Nebraska last week. Freeman pushes as he gained 3 out to the 20-yard line with Adam Pillipil there on the stop. That's good news for Wyoming that Pillipil's back in there for the Cowboys.
He's played that a little bit downhill and took a little bit of the brunt of that contact there, but a nice pickup on first down for Oregon.
Justin Herbert flings to the outside. Mitchell blown up as soon as he touches it by Rico Gafford. Tackle for loss, forcing 3rd and long.
I was just thinking to myself, we haven't seen the bubble screen game from Oregon, but look how well he reads this. Great job by Gafford just coming vertically and attacking it. No chance for the receiver that time of Oregon to get him blocked out. Now it's time for that defensive line to bring it. Win your one-on-one matchup. Scotty Hazelton's unit has an opportunity here to make another big play. No back in to help. It's 4 on 5.
And now Freeman's going to motion back to the backfield. Oregon uses a timeout. Not sure what they wanted on 3rd and 10. Willie Taggart uses the timeout.
Their first timeout of the half. 30 seconds in lane.
21-10 here in Laramie. Let's check in with Brent in New York.
Carter, one of the games you referenced, Nick Fitzgerald with his 2nd rushing touchdown comes at the end of the first half. Mississippi State leads number 12 LSU at halftime, guys.
We got a chance to watch Nick Fitzgerald last week. We also got a chance to watch one of the wackiest games you'll ever see in Ruston, Louisiana. Fitzgerald impressive.
He's very impressive. He's an elite runner, I think, with his speed, his top-end speed, a very efficient passer. But it's that defense, Todd Grantham coming over, that I think is going to have the Bulldogs much improved this year.
Freeman motions again next to Herbert for 3rd and 10. Setting it up. Freeman on the right side on the screen. Block on the edge. First down, Oregon. Here goes Freeman, rolling across the 50. Freeman fighting his way out of bounds, finally inside the Wyoming 35. Ortiz finally pushes him out of bounds. Freeman on the screen for 50.
Brilliant play call here by offensive coordinator Marcus Arroyo. He knew they were going to dial up heat. They blitzed, they brought 5. It's a perfect play call and perfect execution for another huge gain.
Oregon backed up by the Cowboy defense, no more.
Wyoming has called their first timeout of the half.
I like that timeout to get substitutions for Wyoming's defense, to take a breath and reset the stage here with Oregon rolling now.
Great call, no question. You have your defense that just runs 40 yards down the field, a little bit shell-shocked after a big play. That is a smart, very headsy timeout by Craig Bohl.
Well, he's done it. I mean, Lincoln, Nebraska coming up in the Husker system, Tom Osborne, and the 3 straight FCS titles at North Dakota State. And he's got no problem being the tough underdog that the Wyoming Cowboys are.
It's who he is. He's not pretending to be tough. That's what he expects from this team. And I'm telling you, there are certain elements that are starting to show that.
Pump, Herbert, fling it to the outside, incomplete on a busted play over the head of Darren McNeil.
McNeil, not the tallest receiver in the world, 5'9", true freshman out of the state of Florida. That's another errant pass. That high accuracy that we were praising Herbert for early on in the ball game is starting to dial itself back a little bit. His location of the football in this second quarter hasn't been what we're used to seeing.
Without his #1 receiver, Charles Nelson. So more on Royce Freeman's back. And on 2nd and 10, this is Benoit. Benoit picks up another first down. Cannot Benoit, the senior from Phoenix. That's a gain of 12. Epps on the stop.
That time, Wyoming brought some edge pressure, and it was a Nix tackle off that backside. Benoit punched it up.
1st and 10, another pump. And now Herbert scrambling. Herbert dives forward inside the 20. Wengard makes the stop for a gain of 2.
Great example of really nice coverage by Wyoming. That rush has to get home. It finally does. Herbert smartly pulls the ball down, but that back end, again, without Charles Nelson, not necessarily as scared and giving as much cushion as they did earlier in the game, and that's helping their pass coverage.
Freeman back out there for 2nd and 8. Herbert pulls it, flings it, complete inside the 5, touchdown, Oregon. Griffin high steps into the end zone. A 20-yard touchdown pass. Seven plays, 83 yards, the big one on the screen to Freeman. And it is good. More extracurricular. 28-10. Just when Wyoming's confidence was building, they felt they had Herbert backed up instead of touchdown.
Well, here's Taj Griffin right here. He's just going to run and get inside the coverage. There's only a single safety there, and it's not enough good protection up front, which allows Justin Herbert to sit in the pocket off the play action, and he just runs away from the defender. The safety was late with his eyes on the crosser, and it's just a one-on-one pitch and catch, and the 4th touchdown and the 4th opportunity for the Ducks down in the red zone.
Now the Ducks with 14 more to make it 28-10, and Wyoming still looking for any answers on offense. The longest drive of the game for Wyoming was 25 yards with a short field off the muff punt. So the Oregon defense has stymied and frustrated Josh Allen and the Cowboys.
They virtually eliminated the run. There's been a couple plays, but even when they do get blocked, they find a way to affect the passing game, whether it's pressure, whether it's good coverage, whether it's grabbing the arm of a highly rated quarterback. I've been really impressed with Jim Leavitt, the defensive coordinator. Now, we talked about Willie Taggart saying the best recruit that he got was having Royce Freeman stay. He was wrong. It was Jim Leavitt.
Play fake, Allen, 1st and 10. Airs it out, downfield, Conway overshoots him, incomplete. Gentry's a Bear, Hollister's a Patriot. So on 2nd down, Kellen Overstreet. Here we are again. It's the same script for Wyoming. Nothing much on 1st down. Allen on 3rd and 6. Flings complete to the outside, stretching Johnson close to the 1st down. Where they mark him is short.
And it looks like they're going to elect a punt. I might have went to try to go for this with only about a yard to go.
Zaleski hits it at the 25. Fair catch by Dylan Mitchell. Josh Allen has 3 pass completions.
Carter, that's only 3 more completions than you and I have so far.
His longest completion has been 5 yards. Meanwhile, Justin Herbert, Royce Freeman, and the Oregon offense humming. It's Benoit who takes the 1st down. Carey wrestled down by Carl Granderson. On 2nd and 11, play fake, Herbert, pitch and catch to the outside, Dylan Mitchell. It's looking easy for Oregon right now. It's looking impossible for Wyoming.
It's going right at times for Wyoming.
Fake it again to Benoit. Herbert finds him out of the backfield on the wheel route. Benoit, stiff arm, falls forward. Positive gain on 1st down. Logan Wilson, a sophomore from Casper on the stop.
Linebacker.
The Wyoming fans are quiet again.
Great protection.
Herbert gonna tuck it, sprints out, slides, first down. Whew. That's a heck of a play by Herbert. Look, we've been watching Herbert, we've been watching Allen. There is a lot to like for the pro scouts and everybody else in Justin Herbert.
Unbelievable. There was great coverage downfield, great protection up front. Your front end has to work with your back end. The back end did their job, but that rush that showed up at times for Wyoming wasn't there, and Herbert makes them pay.
Fake it again. And now Herbert to the air again, almost picked.
That's what they've got to do. They got to find a way to get home and get a sack, strip, fumble, and get that ball loose.
Benoit, huge hole left side. Benoit with a block downfield. And another good block on the edge.
This offensive line that Mario Cristobal so excited about. That time they stunted and blitzed their way out of the hole. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Well blocked and picked up, and Benoit does the rest.
Another red zone trip where Oregon is perfect. Freeman back in, straight ahead. A fresh Freeman shoving his way to the 10. You saw that one coming.
Oh, man.
Looked like Oklahoma.
Bro, you got to buckle your junk and get your pad level a little bit lower on 21 now.
But it's all Oregon right now. It's Griffin who had the touchdown catch with a rush. Wingard there on the stop. Griffin getting more snaps at receiver because Charles Nelson's still out for the Ducks. Third down in the red zone, inside the Wyoming 10.
Wingard was there, Wilson was there. Watch Herbert's legs here.
Freeman takes it, first down, first and goal. Wilson rides him down. With 90 seconds left in the half, first and goal, Ducks again.
And that's really the issue here. Oregon's doing a masterful job of running down the clock. And they can't stop the run. Wyoming's going to be in trouble.
Freeman pushing ahead near the goal line. Appears to be just short, and he is just short. So second and goal coming.
And if you're Wyoming, you may want to think about burning a timeout. It's almost assured that they're going to score here, though. But if you have any chance with your offense that's had struggling, you're going to need all the time you can get.
Second and goal, there's Freeman, and he is in for the touchdown. 53 now in his Oregon career.
This is just one tight end. It's just a zone play to the right, and he cuts it backside. Tell you what, Logan Wilson is making a ton of tackles, but it doesn't do you any good if it's beyond the line of scrimmage, and in this case, the end zone.
See the note on Freeman, tying LaMichael James. Although LaMichael played one less year with the Ducks, that PAT sneaks through for Aiden Schneider. That for Royce Freeman there with career rushing touchdown number 53 for the senior from Imperial, California. The active career rushing yards and rushing touchdown leader in the FBS, although Chase Edmonds of Fordham has more rushing yards in his career at the FCS level. So that is the most glaring number, 342 to 69. The offensive differential in this first half.
And what that means is that the Cowboys defense has also been on the field for 56 plays, and with their depth depleted at the linebacker position, and particularly the D-line as well, that's not going to bode well for them in the second half.
The touchback, they'll take it at the 25. I mean, there's nothing good to show you for the Wyoming offense. The first three were 3 and out. Then they got the short field, the touchdown, the run by Allen. And then now you're back to it again. You're 3 for 14 passing in the first half for Josh Allen. Empty backfield, high snap. Allen on the run. Allen loses the football. Oregon appears to be on top. The Ducks scooping up. And this is Robinson inside the 20 with a block ahead. Robinson inside the 10. First and goal, Oregon with a minute to go. Flags are down. But with a minute to go, Wyoming runs Josh Allen. He loses the football. And Oregon nearly scoops and scores. They have a chance to take it in again with 46 seconds on a horrendous first half for Josh Allen and the Wyoming Cowboys.
The field was a fumble recovered by Oregon. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. The passing team, number 59. Half distance from the end of the run, first down.
It's a senior left guard. half the distance to the goal. A dejected Josh Allen on the sideline, down 25. And a fumble.
He's pretty frustrated. That's Justin Hollins that caused the fumble. He was over the tight end, Tyree Mayfield, who watching this game is not the most physical player. He's pretty ineffective as a tight end as well. He just gets beat, shocked and shedded, and Justin Hollins comes up with another turnover, and now the ball's on the 2-yard line.
First and goal again for Oregon. Benoit in the backfield. He'll take it straight ahead. Benoit barrels across the goal line. Touchdown, Oregon again. The Ducks have taken command late in the first half off the Allen fumble. Benoit in one play into the end zone.
That shot we saw, Josh Allen says it all. With all the pressure and the hype coming in, the last thing he wanted to do, throw picks, cause turnovers, get banged up.
Schneider on for the PAT. You think about Allen, who took the hit on the right hand, on that right side.
There's no question.
And then carrying the football on a draw, empty backfield with a minute to go in the half.
Well, we talked about it, and they've been so ineffective. I don't necessarily mind that play, but it does go to show that it affected his strength. Now, he was carrying that ball in the left hand, so that one wasn't injured. He's just got to be able to hold on to it, and you have to have your tight end again. The supporting cast, the tight end got whipped on that. Cole wasn't happy with it. He's going to be even less happy when he watches the film of what's happened here so far tonight.
From the goal line, across the 22-yard line, that is Hall. So now with 38 seconds, the Cowboy offense back on the field.
They're going to get some hot dogs.
Well, that's
I don't think
a good
they're
point.
going to bail out on them already.
Get some bison. Hall.
Nice little run. What are they doing?
Snap it with 1 second.
What are they doing?
I agree. Hall. That's the end of the half.
Why would you even snap that ball?
And it is all Emerald in Wyoming. 42-10. Ducks on the Cowboys. Not much good news for the Cowboys.
Aside from a couple turnovers, everything else has been bad. A lot of eyes on Josh Allen tonight. Scouts from 16 teams across the country, 21 of them, haven't seen any sort of offensive production. Josh Allen, to his credit, has stayed in there. He's tough. But early on in this ball game, he was putting too much mustard on his throws. He was off target. His accuracy's been an issue. And then he got hurt with some late pressure. He came back from that, but he just hasn't been effective as a passer. He came back in the game and then gives up another fumble. Classic case of a guy trying to do, in my opinion, too much with zero support from his supporting cast.
First half stats brought to you by Stouffer's Fit Kitchen Bowls. This game was 14-10, late first quarter. Since then, Oregon 28 straight points, and during that time span, Wyoming had only 29 yards of offense, and Oregon gets the football to begin the second half. Well, it's kickoff, results in a touchback. Let's check with Jenny Dell.
Yeah, Oregon head coach Willie Taggart said that they need to avoid what happened last week against Nebraska. So their main focus is really just finishing this game strong. And for Wyoming, for Wyoming, head coach Craig Bohl told me that their focus is offensively. They need to sustain some drives. They need some more pass rush, and defensively, pressure the quarterback guys.
There's a lot to fix for Wyoming, for Willie Taggart and Oregon. I mean, it was totally different last week, first half to second half against the Huskers.
Yeah, and the difference was third down. Oregon struggled mightily, but you look at the way they finished the game, no points in the second half. They had 42 first half points. Oregon's going to need to string some drives down and convert some third downs.
Freeman on the left side, another huge hole for Royce Freeman as he barrels to near the 45.
It's a classic case of a missed tackle, and that's one of the better players, Andrew Wingard, on the team. He came down and filled the alley, just didn't make the tackle.
First down, give it to him again, left side again. Freeman picking his blocks, shoved out of bounds, but it's another gain of at least 8.
We're starting to see some pin and pull stuff, getting big linemen out in space, taking advantage of angle blocks. This is an offense that's going to look to not get into their 4-minute offense, but feature the run. In Wyoming, their pad level's just too high. You're not going to tackle up high, 21.
Play fake to Benoit. Herbert steps up, busted play. Wingert there on the
Here's
stop.
a third and short situation. Wyoming needs to get themselves lined up here.
Ducks had only 1 third down conversion in the second half versus Nebraska. Benoit stuffed.
Short.
4th down coming up.
I do like this call to be able to go for it. They have to avoid the troubles they had a week ago.
Benoit stuffed. Wilson stops the run on 4th down. And Jackson stuffed the run on 4th down.
A week ago against Nebraska, 3rd down was a problem. Tonight, it's 4th down. Greg Bowl fired up.
Josh Allen flush the struggles of the first half and start anew. Play fake. Allen on the roll. Allen dumps it incomplete.
He got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty a week ago to nullify a sack late in the game by Justin Hollins.
It's close.
It is close.
2nd and 10. Pressured again. Hit again. Allen steps up. Allen flings long. Who wants a football? It's incomplete.
Less than 1 yard per pass attempt tonight so far.
So 3rd and 10. Allen over the middle, incomplete, flag down. Rob Johnson, the intended receiver.
Prior to the pass, holding defense, number 39. 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Hello, a former walk-on. You see him to the right of your screen there. Just with that right arm, grabs and tackles C.J. Johnson.
Hand off to Trey Woods. Trying to cut back, nothing there. I love that talk.
I love when you exaggerate it up here. Try and imitate it. It's outstanding.
High snap, pulled in. Woods again, straight ahead. 3rd down coming for the Cowboys offense. So Allen on 3rd and 6, pressured again. Steps up.
There's nobody open.
Incomplete, 4th down. We'll find out if it's 4-down territory.
Take a look at this. Freeze it whenever you want. There's nobody to throw to. He's covered. He's covered. He's covered. The guy up at top's covered. Who's he supposed to throw that football to? All the focus coming in tonight's about Josh Allen. Let's give some love to Jim Levitt and his defense. They're playing pretty damn good.
Good punt by Zaleski. Boy, Mitchell has to get out of the way of that. Did a great job of digging. Found a 30-year-old picture of Dan Fouts. We call the Jets and Raiders. Marcus Mariota taking on Jacksonville. 2 of the Oregon quarterback stars. Justin Herbert from Eugene Sheldon High School started as a true freshman. First since Chris Miller in 1983. Miller was also Sheldon High Fighting Irish. Herbert from the 10. Freeman, huge hole. Freeman across the 30. Gas pedal as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
His patience, his vision, does a nice job of setting the blocks up. Good job by Crosby coming across and getting the second levels on the linebackers. And that's exactly how Oregon wants to establish the run all season long.
Another gain of 28 in the run game. Freeman stood up. Not a huge amount of buzz coming into 17. I think Royce Freeman's running with a purpose.
He's back.
Freeman on the left side. Shoving across the 45-yard line.
They've got their starters out there. They need to score some points to get that stank out of their mouth because they really let their foot off the gas pedal a week ago.
Brooks James tries the right side, driven back. Appears to be just short. Here comes a flag after Logan Wilson makes the stop.
The play, unsportsmanlike, unnecessary roughness, number 93 of the defense. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
I mean, Gaffon had an earful before the call was even made. Craig Bowl was ticked off. Oh.
There's a little bit of a flop there, though. But he gave him a left uppercut.
He's lucky he isn't ejected.
Yep, you got to be careful. It was a foolish penalty that extended the drive. They stopped him on 3rd down the previous drive, and now 4th down. And now they extend the change.
They had to stop. Play action. Herbert looking low, knocked away, incomplete. Almost picked by Marcus Epps coming over the top. Guy who came here as a walk-on. 2 years later, he was a captain. It was intended for Griffin. No Charles Nelson, left early in the first half, so Griffin getting more play. It's 2nd and 10. Only thrown it once so far in the half. Oregon. Freeman gets a couple there. Wilson on the stop. The correction, it's Brooks James on the carry. Wilson on the stop. Can he turn it around on 3rd and 9? Delivers a strike to the outside. Dylan Mitchell to move the chains again on a perfect throw.
That was a frozen rope now. That is exactly what we saw in the first half early on from him, directly on time. And again, soft cushion on the outside and 0 pass rush from Wyoming. How could they not be? They've been on the field all night long.
1st and 10. Brooks James ridden down for a loss. Wingard makes a stop. Herbert tipped, and it's put at the 20-yard line, intercepted by Rico Gafford on the tip drill. Gafford hauls it in. Yeah, it's a 42-10 game, but Gafford's interception gives the Cowboys a little light. September of 1993 beat the Cowboys 27-16. That is the last time that a Pac-12 team has come here to War Memorial Stadium at 7,220 feet until the Oregon Ducks rolled in. Off another takeaway. Allen throws it back. Complete on the screen on the left side, looking for answers. That's Mayfield who grabs it.
Would have been a big help tonight. I know a lot of focus has been on Josh Allen, but he's basically out here by himself.
2nd and 2, right side, Milo Hall slipping away, driven back and dropped as the Ducks rally to the football again. Troy Dye finishes it all.
Troy Dye is so fast. Keep your eye here. He's just running to the football, scraping. He reads fast flow, comes down, scrape, 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 accelerate, run through for the tackle for loss. That's what makes the true sophomore such a heady, smart player, why we featured him in the starting lineups for plays just like that. Did it a year ago as a true freshman and really starting to up his game.
Allen and the Cowboys 3rd and 4. Fling it to the right side. That's Nico Evans who has a first down, a much needed first down. Back-to-back completions for the first time tonight. First down. Make it 3 straight completions. Conway grabs it. Allen starting to find his rhythm.
It's going to be a crossing route. Great protection up front. Credit that offensive line because Allen's patient, finds his receiver. Beautifully thrown football. And if you're the Oregon Ducks, you may be a little bit worried because once again, you're coming out flat in the second half.
3 completions in the first half for Allen, 3 on this drive. And now a play fake. Allen steps up, loses the football, regains it. It's Watson who grabs it and then falls forward for a gain of 2 after Allen nearly coughs it up again. Jalen Watson able to bail him out.
Ball security been an issue tonight. You love his ability to extend, navigating the pocket, but when you do it, you have to put 2 hands on the football. Both times he's fumbled tonight. It's been when he's had 1 hand on it. You love his ability to extend, but protecting the football is quite a bit more important.
It is not a forward pass, fumble recovered, but
that was a facetious.
Okay. High snap, gave it to Hall. Picking his way inside the 35-yard line. Of another high snap, handed off, Hall pushes forward, moves the chains again. First down, Wyoming. After Allen completes a few passes, more room to run.
Really nice job by Hall there, and a good job by 61 coming around and poking it up in there. That run game with the gap schemes, double teams on the play side, pulling backside linemen's really starting to take effect.
Can the Ducks close it out in Laramie? Can Allen make it a ball game again in the 3rd? Allen flushed out of the pocket. Allen on the roll. Now crosses the line of scrimmage. Takes a big pop at the 25-yard line. Allen got leveled.
That was to the helmet there now. He's not a defenseless player when he breaks the pocket and he's scrambling. So it's all about whether or not it's the crown of the helmet by the defender. Kind of hard to tell from that look, but he did kind of drop his helmet right there at the end.
That could be targeting on Robinson, even though Allen isn't defenseless, to your point.
That's right, he dropped his helmet.
And the replay booth can buzz down and say, we want to look at that to see if it's targeting. They have not yet, no flag.
By no means egregious, but you might have wanted to look at that one.
And Hall is dropped for a loss. Third down coming up. Malik Young.
Oh, look
at that.
A little sportsmanship right there.
Troy Dye.
It's okay, Troy.
Playing hard football. That's a good moment. And now they're ready to get back after it on 3rd and 10. Allen trying desperately to find some rhythm. Screen, Hall, left side. Ducks are ready for it. They stop Hall at the 25. 4th down coming for the Cowboys. Roth hit from 30 earlier, this from 42. The sophomore from Longmont, Colorado, with a hold from Spoor. And that 42-yarder is good. So for the first time since this game was 14-10. Cooper Roth's kickoff will scoot. Touchback. Yes, which team we highlight?
Look at Royce Freeman. He's passing off stunts like he's a dang offensive lineman there. But good job by the offensive line, coached by Mario Cristobal, giving Justin Herbert plenty of time and plenty of protection in the pocket off the play action, lets him step up into his throws, plants his feet, and that's exactly what an offensive line should do on top of that. They've done a pretty good job of running the football tonight as well.
And yet, 2 turnovers by Herbert. The fumble and then the INT on the last possession. So Oregon in a 42-13 game, still a lot to prove. And they execute in the second half and close it out. Freeman dropped for a loss on 1st down.
Can't afford to keep punting the football back to Wyoming and maybe getting some life offensively.
Herbert setting up the screen. Freeman bobbles it, and it was nearly picked again.
To unravel for Oregon. We said their playmakers needed to make plays. Now the ball was just thrown outside his outreached hand. He had to try and control it with one hand because it wasn't necessarily on target. But that's a play that they need Herbert and Freeman to be able to make.
Herbert, time to throw on 3rd and 12. Flings it complete, short of the 1st down.
Because the Ducks finding.
Nearly got a hand on it. They got a hand on it, partially blocked. And now a loose football, barely scooped up. It was a live football and finally recovered. It was touched by the Cowboys. Conway gets on top. A muff punt for Oregon, and now it's partially blocked. Halliburton gets his hand on it.
Just a nice job, man. Hey, you got to give credit to Craig Bowles' team. This game broke open in the first part of the game with a turnover on special teams. Now, the punt return team on punt block gets through.
Well, the offense starting to come to life. It's Woods on the left side to the 50. Seconds ticking away in the 3rd.
Run Woods off tackle. He's a big body. Let him get ahead of steam. They're going to run a power now. Follow your guard. Get on his hip.
Woods inside the Oregon 45-yard line. It'll be 3rd and short. Dye on the stop. And what is likely the last play of the 3rd quarter. Now, Wyoming's going to try and hurry up and get another snap in. They like the way things are going for the Cowboys offense now. 2 seconds, 1 second. Allen kicks it off and sneaks and has a 1st down to the 40's way. Herbert's been solid, but 2 turnovers, an INT and a fumble. The only points of the 3rd quarter was the field goal from Wyoming. The only touchdown for Wyoming was when they had a short field and went 25 yards. They got a lot of work to do in the 4th. Allen flushed, rolling. Now he's going to turn it back. And now Allen hits, he throws again, and it's picked off. Intercepted on the first play of the 4th quarter. A.J. Hodgkins comes away. And now flags as the Cowboys and Ducks mix it up.
After the play, unsportsmanlike on the passing team, number 72. That is his first unsportsmanlike of the game. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Our Michelin defender of the game is that takeaway by the Oregon Duck defense that has been getting after it all night.
They've been doing a really nice job, and Josh Allen's had nowhere to throw. He just kind of throws this one up for grabs, and once again, when you play 3 flies up, you have to pay the piper. You honor his effort to try and get something done, but that's not the result that you're looking for.
3 turnovers by Oregon, 2 by Wyoming. So Herbert and the Duck offense back on the field. Pitch and catch again. Mitchell on the outside. At the 40-yard line, Priester makes the stop.
His accuracy started to diminish beginning of the third quarter and into the second quarter, but he really seems to have found his groove back.
Freeman takes it. Big hole, right side. On the zone read. Freeman inside the 30-yard line. Oregon moves the chains again. Man, is USC living up to the hype. Herbert, play action. Flings to the outside. That is complete. Just inside the 15.
Darts, and credit that run game for opening some of that stuff up.
Herbert handing off. Freeman. Inside the Wyoming 20 again. So another red zone trip for Oregon. Freeman inside the 10. Third down coming up for the Ducks. Freeman straight ahead. Inside the 5. That's enough to move the chains and make it first and goal for Oregon.
Them hanging around in the second half.
First and goal on the sweep. Griffin ridden out of bounds for a loss.
Wyoming's in man coverage.
On the 8th play of the drive, that's Benoit on the right side. Dropped at the 4th, third and goal coming. Robert Priester with another tough tackle on the edge. Herbert, hands off, left side. Benoit with a head of steam into the end zone. And the Ducks cap the drive with a touchdown. After a scoreless second half against the Huskers, a scoreless third quarter against the Cowboys, Benoit caps the 9-play drive with a rushing touchdown to put the Ducks firmly back in command.
That was an important drive for Oregon. You see the smiles on the faces. That's the wide receiver coach, Michael Johnson. You just saw in that shot. That last play, Wyoming spiked or slanted to the left away, and perfect play call. Easy walk in for the touchdown, their 7th of the night.
6 of the 7 TDs on the ground for the Oregon Ducks, and 2 for Benoit. Oregon into the end zone in Laramie.
Sartre, Calvin Throckmorton done a really nice job up front, creating some room for him to run.
Let's look at some of those blocks and some of those Royce Freeman runs.
I mean, it's all about 21, man. I mean, he was effective on the screen game early on when they were bringing some pressure. He's a good open field runner. He doesn't have the breakaway speed that I thought he would have, but he's more of a power runner. He's heavy. You get him down inside the 5-yard line, it's almost an assured touchdown. He's a big physical guy, but man, look at that. Decides to cut it back. He trusts his vision. He has a knack of where the hole is going to be. Vision, patience, burst, power. There's a lot to like about Royce Freeman now. Reminds me of you if you had played tailback, Carter.
Too many concussions early. Conway has it on the edge.
Backup defensive lineman.
Yep.
Trying to make a play.
Winston, who's down, banged into Malik Young. Yep, there's that's
solar plexus.
So, second down coming up here for Allen on a night where most of the NFL scouts who were here have already left. The judgment has been made. Allen on the roll. Flag is down as Allen steps out of bounds.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Keep your eye on 34. That's Jordan Scott. He's a true freshman. 6'1", 333 pounds out of Largo, Florida. Coach is really high on his ability. Inside, staying between the defender and the ball carrier is as simple as it gets for an offensive lineman.
Allen on 2nd and 22, hit as he throws again. That ball is complete.
But this is what has the NFL drooling. He stands in the pocket, takes a big hit, steps into that throw and delivers it. If we could get a wider shot, if we have time, man, that was on a frozen road.
3rd and 7, chasing Allen again. Loses his helmet, takes it down. That's exactly right. In fact, that could be a foul on the offensive player. Jinx rips the helmet off, and boy, does that summarize the night for Josh Allen.
Yep. He went down right away, in my opinion. This should be a face mask on the defense, not a penalty for him continuing to try to play with his helmet off.
Personal foul, face mask, grabbing a helmet opening. Defense, number 97. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
So he just gets a hold of the face mask and slow new cycle in the summer.
Wyoming is called timeout.
With some hyperbole, yeah, he's got a live arm, but his accuracy and decision-making in no way suggested to me whatsoever, and most of the people that I talked to, including many of the scouts that were here tonight, that he was a first-round pick, let alone the first pick in the draft.
How does your experience coming out, the hype, the draft, the lead-up, the discussion, it was all about your knee, right? And
it was actually about my shoulders.
Okay.
Everybody had questions about my shoulders, and I was supposed to be the 6th player taken overall. And then Tampa didn't take me, the Rams didn't take me, and then I fell down to 16, and Green Bay traded up with Miami to take me from the 20th pick to the 16th pick. And everybody was worried about my shoulders. And on my 4th day, I blow out my right patella tendon. Can't pigeonhole.
I mean,
me,
you
Carter.
have to laugh, right? Allen hands off Woods on the left side. Well,
it's a lot to deal with.
Now, Josh Allen, when you think about first-round pick from Wyoming, here are the 3 first-round picks. Ron Billingsley, defensive tackle, play for the Chargers and the Oilers. Lawrence Gaines, running back for the Lions. Aaron Kyle was a corner for the Cowboys, won a Super Bowl. If you're wondering, Jay Novacek, 6th-round pick.
Aaron, what you talking about, Kyle?
That's exactly right.
You got
the last
Lawrence Sam Jackson Gaines with the mock turtleneck and the afro rocking. Go.
Ron Billingsley was 6'8" on a Wyoming Cowboy team that beat Florida State in the Sun Bowl. Cross-checking, and somebody's going to come at some point. By the way, Josh Allen's only a junior. Loses a football again. Oregon has it. We'll see if Allen was down. David Alvarez, the referee, says.
Phil, as the quarterback was down prior to the ball coming loose. 4th down.
The evaluation is, are they good enough quarterback to support those numbers? In Josh Allen's case, unfortunately, it's the opposite problem. You see a lot of great intangibles, but the production just hasn't been there.
McNeil's back for the punt for Oregon. Calls for the fair catch. Bobbles it, but holds it in. But Oregon has taken care of business. Have not played perfect. Herbert play action. On the roll, on 1st down. Downfield and incomplete. We check in again with Jenny Dell.
Well, Carter, the Ducks have been without their wide receiver, Charles Nelson. Now, remember, the trainers were looking at that right ankle in the first half of the game. He's out on the field right now in street clothes, and he has a boot on that right foot and ankle.
That is really a bad look for Oregon fans because Charles Nelson, in addition to wide receiver and punt return, Willie Taggart says with a young group of receivers, he is the voice in the wide receiver room. So Charles Nelson in a boot.
Good to see the smile on his face, though. If he was done for the year, he wouldn't be so chipper.
Willie Taggart, part of that powerhouse Stanford staff with Jim Harbaugh and David Shaw, Eric Mason, Vic Fangio. That was a heck of a coaching staff there at Stanford. Long-time ties with the Harbaugh family. Western Kentucky, played for Jack. Helped turn around Western Kentucky, then South Florida, and then Oregon. I mean, it was just such recent memory ago when the Oregon Ducks were steamrolling, and then the dip, especially last year. This looks more like Oregon.
They're starting to come back. Without question, Willie Taggart has changed the culture of this program.
Taking over for Mark Helfrich. Our Serve Pro play of the game. You go all the way back to this Justin Herbert 9-yard touchdown run. The game was 14-10 at that point. Anybody's game. Herbert takes it into the end zone with a nice little move. That rushing touchdown, but the Ducks up 21-10. They did very little looking back. I mean, the QB comparison, there is no comparison.
There certainly isn't. There was a little bit of a slump for a hot second for Justin Herbert, but he's played outstanding tonight. Did have the one interception, but the way that he's finished or started the second half and the third quarter, now here into the fourth, he's been extremely accurate in putting that arm strength on display. And Carter, we talked about it before the game. There's an NFL quarterback that's been on this field tonight, but he might be number 10 for Oregon.
Nick Smith, the new quarterback for Wyoming, handing off to Woods. I think you have to draw that conclusion because Herbert has made some big-time throws that he's put on film. And then to have those two side by side, and again, Herbert's not perfect. That's one of the biggest parts of his development is not being the perfectionist who lets a mistake ruin his night. But Herbert's night's done. Josh Allen's night appears to be done. This is Nick Smith's first game action since 2015.
I think this is a good move. Give Josh Allen some rest and start to build some depth for your team.
And they're going to feed Woods. If Wyoming's offense is going to get back on track, it's going to be running the football. Mountain West Conference play begins for Wyoming next week against Hawaii. They won the division last year. Woods on third down, got fourth down coming. Why not?
But hey, you guys need to stay out there. If you're not going to finish this game, you're going to play the entire game.
McNeil back there for the punt. Again, it'll hit inside the 5 and trickle into the end zone. Taylor Alley, the new Oregon quarterback, the senior from Eugene Sheldon High School. Same one that Justin Herbert and Chris Miller attended. Fighting Irish.
Irish got to win today.
Brooks James slipping out of a tackle, still running hard across the 30-yard line. Tony Brooks James.
Maybe a little bit more credit because they're on the road. But for the second week in a row, they score the same amount of points, are extremely explosive, but don't know how to finish. Give credit to Wyoming. Their defense came out and played, and this is a much improved Wyoming defense for the Cowboys than it was a year ago. But it's a little bit concerning because how often can you afford to do this? At this part of the schedule, you can get away with it, but as they get into the meat into October and going into November, you've got to be able to find ways to put your foot on the throat of your opponents when you have the opportunity, because there's not going to be a whole lot of more 36-point games that this team's going to see for the rest of the season.
For Oregon, it's at Arizona State, then Cal and Washington State at home to begin Pac-12 play. Alley pulls it, finds a seam on the left side, goes slipping across the 50, takes a pop.
Great move in the hole. Make something out of nothing. It should have been a 2-yard loss.
7 touchdowns, 6 rushing touchdowns, and there is a swagger returning to Oregon football that the Ducks are missing the last few years.
Oregon will be back to competing for championships probably as early as 2018, for sure in 19. And I may not just be talking about the Pac-12 championship, particularly when Josh Rosen and Sam Darnold move on. I think the North and Oregon Ducks are going to be back on top.
Another handoff. Griffin takes it again. Shaken inside the 20. Wrestled down by Wingard. On a minute 50. 93rd play of the night for the Oregon offense. Handed off again. Brooks James. He's shoved back. First Pac-12 team to visit Laramie, Wyoming in 24 years. Alley, he's going to throw to the end zone. It's incomplete. 7 seconds.
Broken up in the end zone.
Greg Bowles very happy.
Jack move right there now.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's a good move by one of the assistants to maybe calm down the head coach.
Yep. Don't want that unsportsmanlike penalty coming out of the white area, but see those guys. That's we saw some good sportsmanship earlier. I don't know if that last play call would fall under that category.
Let Alley throw it once. That'll do it. 49-13 the final. For our producer, Scott Brandwine, director Matt Plundo, our entire CBS crew, Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dell, I'm Carter Blackburn. All Oregon 49-13 here in Laramie.